what can I do? Well, what can I do?
Okay, yes, we are bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money? And that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks? And it's not just a question of individual survival, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no. See, I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. When I was at Findhorn, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who had devoted his life to saving trees. 84 years old, he always travels with a backpack because he never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. When I met him at Findhorn, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" And I said, "Oh, yes." And he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I gave him different banal theories. He said, "Oh, I don't think it's that way at all." He said, "I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they built. They built their own prison. And so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made, or to even see it as a prison." And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, "This is a pine tree." Put it in my hand and he said, "Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. We should get out. Get out of here. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. This is the beginning of the rest of the future now. Escape before it's too late." See, actually for 2 or 3 years now, Chiquita and I have had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. And we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. We should get out. Get out of here. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. This is the beginning of the rest of the future now. Escape before it's too late.
I give the CIA a total credit for sponsoring and initiating the entire consciousness movement, counterculture events of the 1960s.
Muted. Boomer moment. Welcome to Rise to Liberty. Have a kind of special show. This is actually something I wouldn't normally do. However, the idea crept in and I loved it. So we're going to tell a story, a little bit of a story about how I got on the radar of somebody named Damien Echols. Just a minor, minor, well-known person. Considering all of the shows that I've discussed about the West Memphis Three and mentioned him by name, I am surprised that up until that point, I had not come across his radar. Or if I had, it was inconsequential. But this time it was a whole different ball game. And I think it's hilarious. So let's just get into it, shall we? Also, I've been reading the chat. All of you guys chill the hell out. Come on, stop falling, stop hurting yourselves. We are all getting too old for that nonsense. Ain't nobody got the time. Seriously though, I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. I started reading Abomination. I can't understand how they were let out of prison. Well, it's actually quite simple. The way that they were let out of prison is because they told such a big lie so loudly, repetitively, and for so long, people believed it. On top of that, they had celebrity support, which at the time, so it's 2011 when they were released. And 2011, I mean, America was still like, woo, go celebrities, you know? Not like it is today. So Metallica jumps in there, Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. And you know what? I love grunge music. Never liked Pearl Jam. None of their hits, none of the other stuff. I think they're more of like they are a parody of themselves almost. And it's like, I don't know, not a fan of Pearl Jam. But they had all these people, and then they had people like Peter Jackson. Like, what the fuck? Peter Jackson. I mean, he even made his own documentary, which is mind-boggling. Maybe we should do a community watch-along for... Well, first of all, I will say right now, we are going to do a community watch-along of the very first Paradise Lost. I'll let you guys know when that's all planned out and everything. It will be RSVP only. It will be free. I'm not going to charge anyone for it, but I will have to have people sign up so I can send the link out because it's going to be a private screening thing. So keep an eye out for that. That will be happening. But there was Johnny Depp. There was all these other people that put support behind them who kept repeating the same thing. They were targeted. They were innocent. This is a hysterical religion at it again. It's a witch hunt. They didn't do anything wrong. They're just sweet little boys. God forbid somebody wears a Metallica t-shirt. And you know what? Fuck Metallica too. Metallica died with Cliff Burton. Period. Metallica was no more after they got rid of Dave Mustaine, who wrote all of the great music. And then Cliff Burton died. No more talent. I know a lot of people argue with me about that, but fuck Metallica. Those first 3 albums, though, damn, they are good. Anyways, glad to see everyone here. I am with you on this. I can't believe that the Paradise Lost documentary was so successful. That's what I'm having a hard time understanding. Other than just the fact that I think it is a great example of propaganda and why propaganda is successful. One of the big reasons is when information tends to come from an authority figure, an authority source or whatever, people tend to not question if they are lying or not. That's why they're trusted. That's why they are the authority on the matter. That's why people, for some reason, still listen to the news. I don't know why. I trust you people in my chat. I trust people that tag me in stuff on Twitter. I trust memes, like the information I get from memes about what's going on in the world, far more than even like local news. AM radio, I probably still would trust to a degree. But point is, when there is such thing as a trusted source, and our culture also has stopped instilling the idea of appropriately questioning even the authority. Because even when this country was really pushing the Cold War propaganda, you know, like go America, fuck everyone else, you're either American or you're a commie kind of propaganda. When they were doing that, they still like taught people how to recognize propaganda and how to counter it. Let's see. I think it's how to spot propaganda. It's like a school film. Let's see, how to spot a communist, 1950. It's a great information film. Let's see, there's this one, but it's not the one I was looking for. Let's see, if I can't find this, we'll just move on and get to the main story. But I find it interesting. At one point in time, even in a country like this that was so overtly controlled, like the perception was more important, but otherwise it was always as controlled as now or any other time. But people don't have, it's not the ability, it's they don't care to spend the time. Like they don't see the point in it. Like, oh, the news said it, why should I question it? Even if they are lying to me, who cares, you know? Like that's the kind of attitude Americans have largely. And I think that's kind of the result of our fast food approach to like every aspect of life. Our fast food approach to education or food, the way we raise kids, all of it, you know? So just that whole, yeah, whatever, it doesn't really matter anyways. Besides, I'm just one person. What can I do? Same thing, you know? Let's see. I was able to find it, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, although I think we will later because this is a great film. Let's see. Here we go. This is, come on. Sorry, just trying to fix the screen real quick. Yeah. Okay. This is called Propaganda for High School Kids. The year is 1948. And there is no way in hell they would teach kids anything about this. In fact, I would probably place a bet saying that if you were attempting to try and teach kids this sort of education in today's school, the teachers would probably freak the hell out on you. Call you a fascist or whatever trigger word, it doesn't matter, but whatever programmed response that they have. So, but let's take a listen real quick.
I think the election was a victory for good government. It might also be called a victory for propaganda, but that would have been equally true if our opponent had won.
But how can you study it?
Well, you can begin by investigating the techniques of
Go
propaganda.
sports ball.
Here.
And here's the thing, okay? I've never been a huge sports fan. If I do watch a sport, I prefer like the oddballs. I've always been a fan of bowling. I'd rather play than watch, but you know, I like the sports, like the lumberjack games, things that are not common. Basketball, football, golf, tennis, like all of these things, boring is all hell. Although I will still go watch a baseball game in person. Not an MLB game just because it's way too expensive, but like a local team, hell yeah, I'll go. But I've never been a huge sports guy. If I do want to watch sports, it's like combat sports, typically not MMA. Power slap. I have been stuck on power slap. Holy hell. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to know. You need to know. But it's literally what it sounds like. Power slapping. Literally just like a competition of who the hell can slap each other harder. It's a legitimate organization, and there's the regulations, the rules. They have massive matches and everything. Anyways, now that's a hell of a sport. But the point is, people are focused on these sports. And it's with football especially, it really bothers me because unlike any other sport, for some reason, the NFL brings out the base tribalism in people, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be able to shut that off. Being a football fan is not a personality. It can be part of a personality, but it is not a whole personality. And I'm running through all the people in my head that I know that treat any sports as a personality. Like, oh, I'm the football guy. Like I saw a comment the other day on a podcast forum, and somebody was saying that, oh, my show is on hiatus right now because my show stops every year during football season. I'm like, why even do a fucking podcast? But whatever. Like, football season's that important that you can't plan your podcast around? I don't know. Bothered me. Yes, people have been dumbed down, intentionally dumbed down, and then fed a bunch of, souped up adult, not like adult, but like souped up adult versions of fast moving colors and, different shapes. It's like Coco Melon for adults. It's like jangling the keys in front of people and being amazed by it, right? And the problem is I don't think people know how to shut that off anymore. Anyways, let's get to this before I get off on another tangent.
Listed some of the main ones. Glittering generalities?
What is a glittering generality?
That headline you were quoting, a victory for good government. Good government is a phrase we use many times.
This is funny that you say this. So Edward Bernays was actually one of the very first people I learned about like long time ago, even before high school. And there is going to be a pre-recorded series that I am organizing right now. We are going to go through Edward Bernays' propaganda chapter by chapter. They're just going to be short little episodes that I upload, if I don't have time to do a stream that day. But we're going to go through the whole book, Propaganda, and then we're also going to go through Crystallizing Public Opinion, the two most important books as far as public relations go. So yeah, funny you mentioned that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more Bernays on this channel.
During the campaign, we said the mayor stood for good government and promised good government.
But it's true, isn't it?
What's true? What does good government mean? Is the mayor's idea of good government the same as yours?
I see. It's a glittering generality.
One of the best.
There's another.
Yes. And why do you suppose our opponents chose that phrase?
I guess because everybody likes a real American.
Right. And they wanted to transfer that liking for a real American to Mr. Butler. A day or so after that poster came out, I said in one of my campaign speeches, our opponent advertises himself as a real American. I say he is unreal, unrealistic. He is a visionary, a theorist, a dreamer. He is so thirsty for public office that like a weary traveler in the desert, he sees a mirage and he is trying to sell it to you as real. There. Now, what would you call that?
That's name-calling, visionary, theorist, dreamer.
That's right. And those are very polite names. For my collection of propaganda materials, I've made a special record of part of one of Mr. Butler's radio speeches.
This is a fantastic comment. This is getting starred because I want to remember that one. You are 100% correct. Freud had a major soft spot for pedophiles and their proclivities. I don't think it's ever been confirmed that he was one, but I think it's kind of safe to assume. Also, he wasn't a huge fan of actually understanding women either. I mean, how could he? First of all, he's a guy, so there's only so much of understanding the opposite sex at that point. But if you're psychoanalyzing everything, he had like zero interest in trying to understand anything like tangible. So he kind of just hated women and children. Like, let's be honest. Still, for his time, a brilliant man, even though lots of people in the psychology field have moved away from a lot of like his bigger contributions, and but it's still hugely influential, even just for the fact that he influenced Edward Bernays, and that Freud's work mixed with propaganda. Just I don't even know how to talk about it, honestly, because it's so influential. It literally changed the course of mankind as we know it. Most of what we understand our lives to be now in the United States, at least within the last century, is largely manufactured due to Edward Bernays. I mean, we eat bacon because of him. Ball mason jars exist because of him. God, like we went to what, like there was active intentional support for a foreign war when there initially wasn't, and we went to that war because of him. You know, it's like, it's just wild. It is wild. He totally infiltrated the feminist movement, got them smoking cigarettes. Man, that Torches of Freedom thing, what the hell? Genius, absolutely genius. But it makes you wonder exactly how much of our existence is natural at all. I mean, you drive down the interstate, especially when you get close to any truck stops or whatever, it's one gigantic advertisement. You know, I'm just expecting the day when it's like on Futurama, when they implant the chip in all of our heads and they beam commercials into our dreams. Like, I swear it will happen. Makes me sick thinking about it, but there is so much of our, I guess, pop culture. I mean, pop culture is literally a fabrication to begin with. It's just pop culture is used for the intent of entertaining, whereas an advertising is meant to manipulate. Even if it's like a good thing, still meant to manipulate and influence. So I don't know. It's intense, but yes, we will be doing a lot more Edward Bernays. There is a point in this video that we're going to get to, and then we're going to get to the main story for today.
Mayor Cooper asks that he be judged by his performance in office. Very well. Let's ask him who was mayor when the municipal waterworks fell into such a state of disrepair that the whole town was without water for 2 days. Let's ask him. But no, let's not. It might embarrass him. That's what we call card stacking.
Right.
Cooper was mayor when the pumping station broke down, but it was the men in office before him who allowed it to get into such a rundown condition, and it finally gave way before he could get anything done.
And card stacking is choosing some facts.
It actually is really funny, and I love
arranging
that.
them to
I would
suit your
get a
purpose.
Now,
plushy
did you
Floyd.
see our little campaign movie?
Yes, a couple of times.
Well, let's look at it again.
Snapshots from our town.
A body hardly has time enough. The house to clean, the washing to do.
These old educational videos are absolutely my favorite. I don't know what it is. They're so campy. They're amazing. I just absolutely love them. So if any of the listeners or viewers out there ever find a like really unique one, send it my way. Although odds are I've probably seen it.
And the men folks to feed. They like their chocolate cakes too. But I do want to take time.
So yeah, it was the co-founder. He's no longer there. But yeah, he was the co-founder and CFO, I think. But he was the great grandnephew, I think. And yeah, he took over at Netflix at the time. I think it was 2013, 2014 or something right there. I mean, Netflix was the shit, right? So that's where everyone was getting their entertainment from. It kind of just makes you wonder, like, isn't that interesting? The entire country, has goo eyes over this this new way of consuming content. And they literally have the most minute control over all the media on the platform. They have the control over the flicker rate, over the frame speed, the aspect ratios. I mean, they could implant all sorts of subliminal stuff, and we would never know. I mean, they can censor films without us knowing. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember, but they would just remove stuff without ever telling anyone. And then it would come back for some reason. Like, they can screw with it to such a degree that, I mean, if they wanted to, it would blow their cover. But if they wanted to, they could drive people insane. They wouldn't, because then they don't have customers. But that level of power from somebody who comes from the Bernays family line, who, by the way, his family line is still very much involved in public relations. I don't know. Old habits die hard, and I have a hard time believing that this, the family business was not used at least a little bit while he was at Netflix. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
I'm to tell you that I've known Dick Cooper.
Now it's actually the Obamas that run their content. So fucking mind blow on that.
Ever since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. He comes of a good, respectable family, just as honest as the day is long. And he knows our town. He's one of us. That's why I'm going to vote for Mayor Cooper. And all my friends are going to vote for him, too.
Recognize the technique?
That must be what you call plain folks.
That's right. You'll find many versions of the appeal based on the common man, the man on the street, log cabin to president. Now let's look at the rest of the movie.
Yes, Mrs. Hamline is voting for Mayor Cooper. Her friends are voting for Mayor Cooper. Your friends are voting for Mayor Cooper. The people know what they want, and what they want is Mayor Cooper. Don't you be left behind. Get on board the Victory Special. Vote for Mayor Cooper and ride with him to victory.
That ending's easy to spot. It's the bandwagon.
Yes, the propaganda we've been talking about is easy to detect. But a great deal of propaganda is much more hidden, much harder to detect.
That's what's bothering me. Even in a small local election, there's so much propaganda. That
Son, you don't even know.
a real American. He uses a transferred device. Does that mean it isn't true?
Not necessarily. Evaluating propaganda isn't that simple. Recognizing the technique is one step. Another step is to know the purpose. What is the purpose here?
That's easy. To get people to vote for Butler.
Yes, to persuade people that Butler is the better man, to move them to vote for him. In short, to sell Mr. Butler to the voters. You'll find that the purpose of most propaganda is to persuade people to believe something, to do something, or to buy something.
All right. But it still doesn't answer my question.
No. Your next step, and it's a big one, is to get the facts.
Well, is he a real American?
Howard Butler was born in this country. He obeys its laws. He's a good citizen. Yes, he is a real American. The same can be said for Richard Cooper. So ask yourself whether the facts support the purpose. Do they support the transfer of feeling from real American to Mr. Butler over Mr. Cooper?
No, I guess not.
Well, that's your fourth step. Weigh the facts against the purpose and the technique.
I think I understand. To know whether propaganda is good or not, whether it's true or not, I should know the purpose, recognize the technique, get the facts, and judge the purpose and technique by the facts.
But when you want the facts about live political battle, don't come to a campaign manager.
I might do it at that. But I will also go and see your opposition.
Well, that's all right. Whenever you're tracking down propaganda, get as many different points of view as you can.
Do you know something?
What?
I think that it might be interesting to make a really serious study of propaganda.
I find it interesting, and there's plenty to study.
I might have to clip him saying that and turn it into a new show opening. 'Cause yeah, propaganda has fascinated me since I first learned about it. Had to have been 12 or 13. I learned about subliminal messaging. And as soon as I understood like what it was and it was explained to me, oh my God, I was obsessed. Like the very idea that you could watch something and at least at the time, mind you, 12 years old, thinking like you would just switch to a zombie and just be like, I want Coca-Cola, you know, it does kind of work that way, but just the very idea of being able to influence someone without their knowledge was such a fascinating concept to me, which is why I have continued to focus on the whole mind control thing, because it's really what all of this is, right? Propaganda is simply a low level, what's the category? It's a low level indirect form of mind control. And it's on the mass side instead of the individual side. So, but that's what it is. Propaganda is mind control, behavior modification. Same thing. There's degrees to this, man.
Here I have just a few of the many books on the subject. You can read them. You can keep your eyes and ears open for little bits of propaganda. And, of course, you can study whole propaganda campaigns. Here are a few on which I've been gathering material. Hitler and Nazi Germany had a campaign.
Well, you're going to like this then. So, considering we're doing the Satanic Panic is Real, I've already been looking at how to bring the feminist movement into it. So we will be covering Rachel Wilson's book, which if you guys haven't read that, holy hell, get it, and get an extra copy so you can give one away because it's that good. But I also found a academic study regarding Satanism specifically and the influence of feminism. It's like an 800-page book. So there is definitely going to be some illumination of the social influence that the feminist movement has had on the American culture for the last 70 years. Last almost 130 years. Wow, that's wild. So yeah, I also hate feminist. This is not a pro-feminist channel, never will be. I mean, feminism is even worse for women than it, well, I don't know, it's on par. It doesn't benefit anyone. It goes against the natural order of things. It's so crazy. And then obviously the results of instituting this hasn't worked out, but yet the hardcore feminists are still asking for more. It's like, you guys were burning bras in the 70s. Like, what more do you want? And I think it's at the point they don't know. They're just doing it. I don't know. It's crazy. But I had to mention that we will be getting into feminism because it does play a massive role in all of this.
Of propaganda that ran over many years. Then there's a wealth of propaganda to study on the subject of Russia and communism. There's propaganda to study in our own American elections, national as well as local, and in many of the major issues on which elections often hinge.
There's a movie called Wag the Dog, which I highly recommend.
It won't be because there's no way to study it. That's right, Chuck. Remember the techniques of propaganda and use the procedure we out is a powerful force. So powerful that your study of propaganda is important not only to you, but to me and to the world.
Well, if you have a resistant, I guess, co-parent now, I was going to say, ex, but let's talk present tense. I agree. I could not have my flesh and blood in a literal propaganda brainwashing factory. The state hates you, us, all of us. The government hates all of us. It wants to take everything from us, and it would prefer to just stick us in one big hole. Line us up against the wall, spend 8 cents to shoot us, bury us all in a big hole. They don't give a shit. The state doesn't care about the people. So I can't have my flesh and blood in an institution that educates them. Makes my skin crawl. But the best thing you can do, if he won't allow it, just show her the alternative. Just counteract it, So falling out of her chair when you told her that we didn't go to the moon, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because she'll still be going to school, do the testing and everything, which doesn't matter, but she'll have your influence, which sounds like that's exactly what she needs. Let's see. Holographic rate limiting factors. Free will really does not exist. Choice is an illusion. Illusion, not illusion. Reflection or echo chamber of numeric limitation. I disagree that free will doesn't exist. I do agree that the state of the world in which we live in has done everything in its power to organize itself in a way to literally function to function in such a way that its existence will do everything to destroy our free will. But free will does exist. Now, the reason I'm going to argue that is because if free will didn't exist, there's no point for the propaganda. Free will is, free will, like it or don't, it doesn't matter how we feel about it. The existence of free will is simply because it is. Because it exists, or because free will exists, is the reason that an enemy of free will would need to create something to subvert it. So, it's objectively true that free will does exist. It's also objectively true that the people subverting free will are in control, have set up the system, and basically set up booby traps around every corner. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Free will does exist because objective truth still exists. There's nothing they can do about that, but they are trying to get rid of it. The head of NAMBLA was a beatnik, Allen Ginsberg, who was communist. I couldn't have been a beatnik. I hate that guy. Yeah, I actually don't understand beatniks. They're like depressed hippies, I guess. I don't know. I never understood it. Also, NAMBLA members should get a baseball bat to the face. Should. I'm not saying do it. Not saying that. Wink. Just that it ought to happen. Not that it should happen. Or it's not going to happen, but it ought to happen. Honestly, I can't believe an organization like that exists peacefully. Let's see. Let me get this main story pulled up. Where is it? No. Oh. There it is. Okay. Had everything out of order. Let's see. Amen to that. Communists are the worst. Although, I will say this. One of my favorite things to do is to debate communists. I do have respect for a individual who is honest about being a Marxist, a Leninist, Stalinist, like whatever they choose to be, or just, I just think the government should run everything. Like, if they're honest about it, they're like, fuck you still, but you're honest, and I can appreciate that. That also means that I can at least have a conversation with them. So I can sit and, tell them for 2 hours why they're wrong. Honestly, the communism thing upsets me because it's, well, factually wrong and kills a bunch of people, but it's statism. It's the opposite of self-reliant, you know. It's the opposite of community. It's the opposite of taking personal responsibility. It just bothers me. It bothers me a lot. Now, I'm going to argue this as well. Fascism is not right-wing, not at all. Communism, full-fledged communism, is as far left as you can get. And fascism is like a hair before that. Now, the reason I say that is because it still ends in the same thing. It's a government running everything. It's just the difference between, so for instance, like Hitler's Nazi party, right, was National Socialist, whereas in the Soviet Union was global socialist. So do you want socialism for your country and your country only? Are you a National Socialist, or do you want global communism like these World Economic Forum James Bond fucks? Feminism is abortion, and I genuinely believe at this point that abortion is a satanic ritual. It is a modern version of sacrificing babies. I mean, what else could it be? What else could it be? And I will die on that hill too. It's a satanic sacrifice. I don't know what people want from me. Yeah, that's crazy. The schools are not teaching cursive. I don't understand why. Well, actually, yes, I do. I do understand why, because it's not actually about education. I don't even know how to describe education or state-run education anymore. It's like all that matters is the test scores, but you have to know things. It's like they want everyone to get the same scores, or technically what they do, they have little subcategories that they can fit people in. I know this personally from personal experience. When I went to school, they do break people up by, class, skin color, intelligence level, or IQ level. They do separate kids, at least on paper. And so with the standardized testing, when the whole No Child Left Behind thing happened, which was, it was over for public education then. As soon as that happened, it was done. It was over. It's not about the education anymore. It's like sticking kids through one of those Play-Doh molds, just turning them into the same mold, the same shape, just a different color of Play-Doh, It's wild. I don't quite understand how they can call it education. I am very sorry to hear that. But you know what? It actually makes me feel bad for him. Not trying to take away like his own autonomy, but he kind of had his free will stolen from him. Because it's one thing if people choose to get brainwashed. If people had a fully developed understanding of what it would mean if they chose to be brainwashed, and they were what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's informed consent, right? If you have fully developed informed consent and you choose to do it anyways, then whatever. You're an adult, you can go do it. Probably stupid, but you were given the information. But none of us are given informed consent. In fact, it's so much the opposite direction that when people try to inform others that, by the way, they're doing this, they're stealing your free will, you get laughed at, you get called crazy, called a conspiracy theorist. You know, I don't know. It's wild. It's like, I'm sure you guys have seen the meme where it's the sheep talking to the rest of the flock. And he's talking about how that building behind them is a slaughterhouse. And one of the other sheep in the flock just says, that's a conspiracy theory. Like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Anyways, let's get to the main topic for today. So just a regular day as normal. It was the first time I hopped on Twitter for the day. And what do I see other than the first post I see of the day is Dana talking about what a hellscape it is to hop on and see an occultist child killer promoting their book and training seminar. Obviously, that caught my attention. Caught my attention right away. So, let's see. What it was actually this post, you know, since both Dana and I are blocked, so we can't see it like a normal person. Well, I guess I could use my alt account, but I'm not signed in on my computer, so save that for another day. Anyways, Damien, I don't know what he's doing, okay? Well, actually, yeah, I do. He's living his life and trying to maintain his manipulative control in his bubble, right? Because, I mean, this man is a master manipulator. It's on video. Like, all you have to do is just watch maybe a 5-minute mashup of clips from him, like over the last 3 decades. 5 minutes is enough to come to that conclusion confidently. Anyway, so this post, it still gets me. The post reads, sword training is about learning how to inhabit your whole nervous system. I mean, getting out of bed is learning how to inhabit your whole nervous system. If you are doing anything in life with intention, okay, anyways, when you train with the sword correctly, you work both sides of the body equally. Okay, sure. Same thing with this obsession that some fitness people have now with clubs. You know, they spin it, or like sledgehammers. People doing sledgehammers, getting the mobility of their shoulders, which I'm not saying don't do it. It's just there's other things, but the way he writes it, and maybe this is just my bias towards him, could be. But when you train with the sword correctly, when you do it right, guys, okay, most of you don't do it right. That's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you that you're not doing it right. He's coming off like Rex Kwon Do from Napoleon Dynamite, right? Like, I don't get it. Anyways, your dominant hand no longer leads unchecked because your non-dominant side is brought fully online. You know what did that for me? Learning how to play the drums did the same thing. Did the same thing he's talking about. And it was a lot less gay than what he does. Let's see. This forces the brain to communicate across hemispheres, building coordination, balance, and a kind of internal coherence most people never experience. Over time, this rewires how you learn, how you adapt, and how you respond under pressure. What fucking pressure do you have, Damien, spinning a training sword? I'll show you guys the video in a minute if you have already seen it. Some of you might have, but it's a fucking training sword. It's not like a battle ready sword, because that thing would be heavier than shit and he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing with it. Doubt it's sharp. I doubt he actually knows how to use it as a weapon properly. Probably get his ass handed to him. I don't know. He could have one or two moves taught to him by Steven Seagal. It's so hard to get through this. Over time, this rewires how you learn, how you adapt, and how you respond under pressure. You become quicker, not rushed, but more decisive without being tense. It's just like, it's frustrating to get through this to me, because the way he's writing it is if the way that, or the thing that he's doing, the whatever martial art, new age, fucking sword spinning, fucking Burning Man performance he's doing and trying to charge money for, like, I can think of so many other things that are so less gay than this. Now, don't get me wrong. Blade skills are badass. Like, genuine sword skills are badass. This is not that. So, like, he might as well be learning how to spin fire, do some poi or something. Like, dude, just start taking ecstasy, get some fucking glow sticks, and spin poi. Like, you're doing the same shit, Damien. You really are. But it bothers me because I know, like, how he presents himself to the public. And if anyone's paid attention to that, you're picking up what I'm putting down. He's just has this inflated sense of self-importance that is entirely unearned. But I think that's like the megalomaniac side of it. It's just my opinion, but yeah, I don't know. It bothers me. Now, this is an advertisement. He's trying to sell a seminar. So it's going to be a little bit fluffier than if he was just talking about it because he thought it was cool. I get that. But it's still just like, okay, forget I know anything about him. And I come across this. I think, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. If I read this, my first thoughts are still going to be, I don't have to pay you money if these are the results I want, like coordination between both sides of the body, learning how, like, breathing techniques so that I'm not quite so tense, and like all the things that he's listed. If those are the results I want, I don't have to come to you. Like, there's just so many other things. So, I mean, take away everything, he's still not sold me on why I need to come to him for this, because he's the only one. And his way is special, and it's different than everyone else's. And I can only get it from him because he's got the secret. Like, I don't know. It's like right on the tip of my tongue why it bothers me. Okay, I'll just keep reading it. The body becomes intelligent and the mind flows. This is the deeper purpose of the way of the sword. It's so gay. It's so gay and retarded. Oh. I have thinking in my head, I have to like name and edit Way of the Sword, or do an episode titled Way of the Sword. I'm going to use that. Let's see. It is physical training that expands awareness. Okay, generalized statement. Sure. I agree. And mental training that stabilizes the body. Yeah, I guess. That's incredibly vague. It dissolves fragmentation. Fragmentation of what? What exactly is fragmented? My understanding of what you're trying to sell me? Like, that's what's fragmented here. It dissolves fragmentation and restores unity. Of what? Of what? What is the subject that is fragmented and is then unified because of the thing that you're trying to sell? Whatever. It's amazing to me. So many people believe this motherfucker because he is so bad at this. Like, I don't understand how his lies work. My personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. I'm not saying for whatever legal reasons. My personal opinion is this dude can't or couldn't live a single day without lying. I mean, there's video evidence of it all over the place. So he constantly lies, and he's still so bad at it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, I do know some of my reaction to this is my bias towards him. I understand that. But I'm telling you, I would still react this way if I didn't know who he was. I probably just wouldn't spend as much time on it. Let's see. In May, at the Omega Institute, which I was going to write that down, the Omega Institute, because fucking, oh, it's an institute. Come on. Like, there's got to be some weird shit going on there. I mean, the Omega Institute is allowing him to teach a class. Like, now that's an advertisement. I kind of want a t-shirt from Omega Institute, or a hat. Better yet, a fanny pack. Let's see. Omega Institute. I don't know, that word, not Omega Institute, it kind of always gave me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know about you guys. Institute. I don't know. It's weird. Will explore this work as a living discipline. It's active, it's flowing, it's ever-changing because I make it up as I go along. Like, get the hell out of here. A living discipline. So there's no structure to it? Like, am I understanding that correctly? Or is it like there's a skeletal structure and you build off of that however you want? Like, which also seems super inefficient if you're trying to teach a skill that you cannot get doing anything else because the results are so fantastic. Because if I stand in a park and spin a fake fucking sword, I'm going to become the Dalai fucking Lama. Oh, this dude pisses me off. And this is not even taking into account all the other shit he's done and been lies about. Just this is getting me this worked up because it's so bad. Okay, let's finish it. Let's see. At the Omega Institute, we'll explore this work as a living discipline, one that sharpens perception, steadies the mind, and brings you back into alignment with yourself. New Age garbage, okay. The sword does not teach violence. Right, like any sort of martial arts. It is used defensively, not offensively. So you're not teaching to create violence, but you are able to commit great violence in defense of life. So it teaches clarity. Okay, sure. Yeah, discipline, takes a lot of discipline to get up out of bed, realize you paid money for this. You're stuck at some weird hippie cult, and you're literally listening to Damien Echols tell you how to bring inner peace to yourself. Oh, I couldn't help myself. And embodied, clarity changes everything. Clarity. Trademark still pending. And embodied, clarity changes everything. If all goes well, I may also have some advance copies of my new book, The Alchemy of the Broken Blade, to give away. Holy fuck. The problem is that he's serious about this. Like, he wrote this being like, fuck yeah. Oh, that's so good. They're going to love it. Like, it makes me so angry. And, I heard a message from a Orthodox priest the other day who was talking about anger. And he mentioned something about how anger is actually a trick from the devil, coming in just to play like a trick on you. And when you give in to anger, instead of maintaining your composure, devil wins that little trick. It's like, whether that's true or not, that's a great way to think about it, because it's going to make you stop and think, maybe I shouldn't lose my shit here. You ain't getting me today, you red devil bastard. But so I've been thinking about that, and I've been putting it to the test regarding this post, because this post is really, really making me angry. Only because I just know he is so proud of this. And it's like, he's so full of shit. His book is literally his new book that, I might sneak you one, if all goes well, but I can't promise anything. It's not out yet. Super top secret, double secret. What was it? Double secret probation. Like, if I give you an advance copy of my new book, then like you're like in my inner circle, the circle of trust. You are in my inner circle because I know that I can control you. Like, I know I can manipulate you the most. Like, oh my God. Alchemy of the Broken Blade. It's so gay. Oh my God. Okay. This fucking video. Cool, dude. Like, I had friends when I was in junior high and high school, and they were the nerdy kids. I was friends with everybody in school, the jocks, the goth kids, the skaters, preppies, all. Like, I floated. But I was friends with some of the nerdy kids, right? And they fucking loved Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, Star Wars, like all the shit, right? They learned how to do this same fucking thing back then. I had one friend that actually learned because Darth Maul from Star Wars was his favorite character. So he learned how to properly handle and fight with a double-ended staff. It was cool. He put the time into it. But that's the exact same thing that this man is doing, okay? And considering the way that he just wrote about the amazing benefits that it will bring your life, and you're going to be centered and unified, and, you know, your hemispheres are going to be talking to each other, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Do you have like an orgasm after you're done with the lesson? I don't understand what you're trying to fucking sell me, dude. Like, come with a free cheeseburger, or do I have to pay for that too? It just makes me angry because I know some people are buying into this shit, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I don't understand how it works. On the other hand, if you are dumb enough to fall for this, I kind of say good luck to you, because wow. But this is what he's selling, okay? Before we get too far, I made a comment. I saw Dana make a comment. I had to go make a fucking comment. I could not help myself. So, my first thought right here, holy shit, this dude is actually a mall ninja along with an occultist child killer. Right? Okay, the mall ninja comment, like, am I being a little rude, poking fun at him, calling him a name? Yeah, I am. An occultist, factually correct. Convicted child killer twice, according to the state of Arkansas. Yeah, confirmed. Legally confirmed twice. So, some good, honest shit talking, followed by 2 facts. Well, apparently that upset him, because I went back to go check, see if he'd liked it, or he wasn't going to. Commented maybe. I go back, and he blocked me. Go figure, right? Like, that's... I almost expected that to happen. Actually, I expected him to maybe mute us or like just ignore it. You know, probably happens a lot, I would assume. You know, funny thing is, if you murder 3 kids or you are involved in a satanic ritual that results in 3 8-year-olds dying, and then you lie your way out of prison, people tend to not fucking like you, and you're going to hear about it a lot. Like, this is a surprise to this dude. I don't know. Okay. So blocked me. Fine. But it was, so I hop on, I see Dana's comment. She retweets him. I go retweet him and make the Mall Ninja comment. Then I hop off, go do my stuff for whatever. I come back on later in the day, and I see Dana's tweet here. It says, "The truth hurts," apparently. So I went and checked, and that's when I found out I was also blocked. Like, you know, it is upsetting. I can still see his stuff, thanks to, you know, Elon Musk and some of the changes he made as far as how the app functions. So it's kind of cool. I am a little upset that I'm blocked because I want him to see my things. Here's the thing. I would love to talk to Damien, and I would take it serious, and I would be very professional. And in fact, I will say this on record. Damien Echols is welcome to come on my platform. Any platform that I have access to, he is welcome to come on for a serious discussion. Won't make fun of him. I won't tear him down. I'm going to be honest, though. But the invitation is always there. Could be last minute in the middle of the night for all I care. He is always welcome on my platform. So it is a little bit of a bummer, right? He'll probably still see my stuff, though. That's what Dana said. You know, I should have saved that comment from the last show. Since she's, like the queen of pissing off the Satanists. They have their little spies. And Damien is such a fucking megalomaniac. He has his spies that go out and put feelers out for him. So that's why I made this post. Because not only was I blocked, because I thought that was the end of it, right? I was just like, oh man, that's kind of funny. He saw it. It pissed him off. Then, I don't know how it came across my radar, but I saw this post randomly, which I don't know how it still showed up in my feed because it was blocked. Like, I can still see his stuff if I go look for it, but it won't show up in my feed. So I saw this post and it pissed me off. So he blocks Dana and I both. Then he says this: there is a strange sickness that has become normalized in modern life. People attacking strangers on the internet with a ferocity they would never dare express face to face. It happens daily, ritualistically, almost compulsively. Someone posts an idea, a piece of art, a personal reflection. You posted none of those things, you lying sack of shit. Oh, you lying sack of shit. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I need to get through the whole thing before I tear it apart. A personal reflection. And out of nowhere, just completely unprovoked, no reason at all, I was just living peacefully. I'm innocent, you see. And out of nowhere comes the swarm. The swarm. God, the swarm. Oh God, it's the swarm. Accusations, moral outrage, claims of danger. I love how he puts that in quotes too. Claims of danger. Claims of fucking danger, dude. I called you a mall ninja. That is a step up from a neckbeard. And that's literally just a clever way to call you a fucking loser. Like, it's saying that you would go to an Asian store in the mall, pay way too much money for an overpriced hunk of shit in the shape of a samurai sword, and go stand out in the snow and fucking play with it. Like a fucking neckbeard fucking mall ninja. Ooh. Ooh. Out of nowhere comes the swarm. Accusations, moral outrage, claims of danger, warnings that the person must be silenced, corrected, or destroyed. What the fuck is this dude on? Warnings? Who the fuck warned him about anything? Who ever once claimed that he should be silenced? Now, I will agree with this. I do genuinely believe this motherfucker needs corrected. This dude needs correcting. I don't know how that would happen, but the only thing I can do is bitch about it on my podcast. And destroyed, I mean, no. Surprisingly, even though he, is 1/3 of a cause of 3 8-year-olds dying in 1993 that he was convicted for twice, even though that's him, I still don't wish him to be destroyed, whatever the fuck that means. I assume dead or, gotten rid of is what he means by that. It's kind of cryptic. I still don't wish death on him. First of all, I think it's too easy. Nobody wished that on him. Nobody threatened him. I'll get to that in a sec. But if you look closely at the swarm, but you got to push your way through the accusations. You got to jump over the moral outrage that fell down in the swarm. Then you got to climb over the claims of danger. And once you're at grandma's house, you just got to look closely, because then you begin to see something else beneath the justifications. These attacks are rarely about the message. Like, I know they called me a convicted child murderer, but it's not about that. Look, I know I'm like the ringleader. I'm the cause for why 3 little boys died in 1993. But it's not about that. Being called a convicted child murderer is actually, what does he say here? What they're actually about is the state of the person doing the attacking. Most people who behave this way are deeply unhappy. I don't know about you, Damien. I'm actually genuinely happy with myself. So, I don't know. Who the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, okay, I'm going to propose a question, because here's what I'm always curious about when it comes to liars, especially compulsive, just nonstop, would probably shrivel up and turn to dust, or more likely shrivel up, dry out, and turn into one of those white dog turds that never gets picked up. But does he genuinely believe this? Like, did he come up with this whole made up scenario in his head? And he was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'll go with that. And then once it was created in his head, like, that's his reality now. Is that how his brain works? Or, like, because of how much he lies, he would have to do that. Otherwise, I think it would cause some conflict somewhere, unless you genuinely believed these things. Because the way he's making it sound, because once again, okay, he does have a following. Like, let's see, 9,604 views, 208 likes. I can barely get like 5 likes on my shit. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can't look at any of the analytics because I'm blocked. Let's go through some of the comments real quick to prove my point. Okay, A.T. Wilkerson. Who the fuck is this guy? Cultural critic. Oh, great. Fucking hate critics. Decoding hypocrisy. Somehow doubt it. Decline in modern myths. Okay. Executive editor. Let's see. I don't know what this is. So he's a visual editor. Means he's like a photographer, or what the fuck is this? Visual Atelier 8, empowering visual creatives and design innovators. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like a money laundering scheme. Like, it's one of those hoity-toity avant-garde art projects that just, when you hear them described, it's just a bunch of words that don't say anything. And that's exactly what this is. It's like, what the fuck is this supposed to be? Let's see, joined in 2014. That's weird. Let's see, account based in Italy. Okay. Connected Italy App Store. Weird. Huh. But the thing is I know these videos aren't theirs. I've seen where these videos come from. So I'm like, this is really confusing. I don't know what to think about that. Anyways, oh, damn it. I just closed out of it. Wait. No, I didn't. Duh. Okay, so the guy that works at that place says, these are all superficial attacks. Superficial attacks. How you can find out is that 3 interactions down the line, the rude person is either laughing, silent, or has a changed mind if you remain kind or indifferent. I will tell you this right now. My opinion about Damien has not changed and is not going to change. I will probably laugh about it because he's a fucking joke. People respond on the internet as though not speaking to actual humans. As much as I agree with that, this is a special case. Let's see. Tweet others the way you want to be tweeted. Okay, that's clever. That is very clever, actually. Never thought of that. But the funny thing is that that's exactly what I did because I was hoping he would fucking respond. So I did tweet him the way I wanted him to tweet me. Let's see. It deeply saddens me to see people acting this way. People seem to forget their words impact other people. Oh, who are you talking to, lady? It's like, in my head, the way I envisioned that was like walking into like a house party or something, and that woman was standing in a corner saying that to herself. And I just caught it, and now I feel awkward. Because, like, who the fuck are you talking to? How does your comment make any sense in the context of what the hell he's talking about? Because it doesn't. And this is what I'm talking about. The way he wrote that, the way he reconstructed reality, and people just accepted it whole cloth, right? Because they're going to, for some reason, like they've just bought into his bullshit. And granted, it's cost hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to brainwash people since the first documentary came out in 94? No, 95. I don't know. Mid-90s. It's been hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, to get people to this point. So I understand the firepower we're working against, but holy shit, seeing it in real time, it's like surreal. You know, it's hard for me to digest it as real because it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Literally the shadow realm. Okay, I'm not even going to touch that one. Oh, cool. Mike Tyson quote. Fucking original. Earlier today, I asked a question about something someone posted, and people jumped all over me. One asked if I lived under a rock. I replied, yes, I do, hence asking to be enlightened. Common courtesy has become uncommon courtesy. Yeah, well, murdering 3 boys in 1993 is still murdering 3 boys in 2026. So I don't know what else you want me to say about that. They are also, most importantly, in my opinion, cowards. So cowardly, I'm doing a fucking public stream about this and picking it apart piece by piece. I'm the fucking coward. See, this, man, I have been waiting to bitch about this because it has just been eating me inside, because this was caused by one of the worst and most unlikable people that has any sort of recognition. Like, Damien is the direct cause of this. And yeah, okay, I'm taking it personal. My bad. But considering what I do, considering how I feel about these things, considering the work I've put in to actually find the truth, and digging through Damien's bullshit is a fucking chore. And then to be the catalyst for the continued brainwashing and cementing his reputation in further, to be the catalyst of that, considering what I do, considering what I'm going to continue to do, it's like, even though I've done all of this work, he was still able to get this one thing up on me, you know? I don't really think that, but that's like, it's just like how it feels, you know? That's why it's so just, ugh. But, you know, so far I've learned that I'm deeply unhappy with myself. I actually don't have any problems with him. It's not about the fact that he killed or was part of a ritualistic killing in 1993 that resulted in 3 8-year-olds dying and never having a chance at life. It's not about that. It's not about the fact that he's been lying about it since day one. And it's not the fact that he's a smug bastard about it. And it's not the fact that he's a liar. It's not the fact that he's just a fucking douchebag. Like, he's just the worst, right? Like, if I was in high school with him, I would have shoved him into a locker. And I stuck up for the kids that got shoved into lockers, but I would push him into a locker. Of course, this is metaphorically speaking now, but yeah, this is, I don't know. This is what, it just bothers me. And so, since he blocked me, I'll just do a stream about it. And then I'm going to chop this stream up and I'm going to post little clips and little segments. Let's see, I'm almost done with these comments because I'm not going through all of them. Oh, yeah, this one was great. Mike Tyson said it best. The internet has taught people disrespect that used to get them punched in the face. Okay. Yeah, well, you know, Damien Echols said it best. I didn't kill those kids. But whoever did must be happy. Let's see. It's funny that, let's see. It's funny that when you bluntly state the factual, it's like, ah. The level of irony in that fucking comment is like, I think we've reached the top of the limit on what irony can be safely reached without like somebody spilling irony everywhere. Like, okay. Let's see. You are correct. It is reflected in society in general, in public as well, in the form of highly aggressive, almost psychotic breaks with civility and decorum. Where will it all lead? To societal collapse and conflict, I think. That's not what's going to collapse society. Let's see. We call them keyboard commandos. Well, I'm not typing on a fucking keyboard right now. I did type on a keyboard, but I'll say it again. I'll say it at any point in time. I'll say it on the phone. Damn it, I was going to try and remember a Dr. Seuss rhyme. No, I'm blanking on it. Lost it. Would have been perfect, though. Let's see. But they think they are happy. Well, perhaps. And without attacking, they can't stay happy. You know what? I don't want to like be a dick to Damien. I want Damien to tell the truth, and I want him to face justice. Like, being a smug asshole like this and going through this with a fine tooth comb, although I am having a blast. Like, if I had a magic wand and could choose how everything happened, this is not the outcome I would choose, right? So, I don't know. Let's see. And then when people tell them that, they feel attacked. I have not felt attacked one bit in this. Let's see. This message is posted like 10 times a day, like some wise turd remarking on how stinky it all is. Okay, I don't know how this guy snuck through, but this guy's criticizing him. Yeah, I don't know how that guy snuck through, but bravo. Let's see. People are deeply unhappy. You know who's unhappy? The families of those 3 little boys that died in 1993 because Damien was responsible for them. Those people are deeply unhappy. And they're deeply unhappy that the man responsible for doing that is walking around free, selling a fucking gay sword spinning seminar while he acts like he's the moral high ground. Oh, there's a good one. Shut up, you fucking crybaby. Okay. I think that's a perfect one to end on here. So, made the point. So after I saw him make this whole comment, I made sure to make this comment. And I'll say it again here. I'll always say this for the rest of my fucking life. But dear Damien Echols, I will call you a convicted child murderer directly to your face anytime, any place. Why? Because you are a convicted child murderer. Speaking the truth is not a sickness. So go fuck yourself, Damien. You lying sack of shit. Most people see right fucking through you, bud. What a piece of shit. Seriously, a genuine piece of shit. Like, I really do try to, if not see the like good in people, I try to just not think about them, you know? I don't know. Do you guys got anything? Is there anything good about this man? I mean, I guess God created him in his image. It went haywire somewhere. But that's on him. He'll pay for those choices. But yeah, I think he's a genuine piece of shit. And those people do exist, you know? To pretend, okay, this is one thing that does piss me off. It's usually from the Christian Zionist crowd that does this whole belief system, but like, oh, all Christians have to be nice or whatever, or if you're not nice, or if you're judgy, or if you call somebody a name, then that's not very Christian-like of you. It's like, I'm not trying to make this like a religious thing. It's just what popped into my head. But yeah, there is such thing as righteous judgment. And I do genuinely believe somebody that has been convicted twice of being responsible for the death of 3 8-year-old boys in 1999 in West Memphis, Arkansas. I think that qualifies for some righteous judgment and some righteous name calling. I genuinely do believe he is a piece of shit. I don't wish harm on him. I really don't, because I don't wish harm on anybody. Because unlike him, I wouldn't kill 3 8-year-olds in 1993. And I wouldn't be convicted twice of it either. And I wouldn't be running from my past the rest of the time I was out after lying my way out of prison. And basically, what would you call that? He not just manipulated his way out of prison, but he like strong-armed his way out of prison. He was like, look at all these screaming fans behind me. If you don't let me out, you have to deal with them. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. I'm sure it wasn't even said. But that's the ultimatum that was given. For a fact. Otherwise, why would the state let them out? They had them dead to rights. And in fact, the only way they got out was to agree to the Alford plea. So it's like, I don't know. I do love that comment, though. Shut up, you fucking crybaby. No kidding. He's so soft. This is why, I genuinely thought that he would have just ignored it. Because, first of all, they were retweets. So what? I ignore a lot of retweets, especially when I know they're rage bait. If they're rage bait, I move on. I don't let it affect me. No. He has to keep control of that circle. The circle of trust we were mentioning. Just made that up. But he has to maintain control in his carefully constructed fucking house of cards, right? And anyone that's let near it could just breathe a little too hard, and then the whole thing comes crashing down. And then he's back to being a nobody, and the truth comes out. It's I don't know. He's so transparent too. I think this is why it's also getting to me. Because, God, it's I can point to some good liars. For instance, I don't typically talk shit on him, but Trump is one of the best liars I've ever seen. I don't really give a shit why he lies. Most people lie. I've seen people better than him, but man, the way he does it, it's really good. Who else was I thinking just the other day was a really good liar? Damn it, I lost it. Anyways, it pisses me off because he's not a good liar. He's not charismatic. What the fuck does he have going for him other than the fact that he literally controls the flow of information to his carefully controlled ecosystem? That's the only thing I can think of, is that he has that level of control and manipulation over the people near him, which, makes sense. He charges $400 to see him in person when he does book tours. Authors don't do that. Most authors, even the big ones, like James Patterson and stuff, Stephen King, fuck that guy. But even the big authors, when they come out with a book and they do a book tour, they don't charge you to wait in line and get an autograph. They usually just sign books because it's called a fucking book signing. Maybe they ask that you buy the book, but they don't charge you $400 fucking to sign the book you just bought. It's just everything he does is insufferable and it's exhausting. But this is also why I felt it necessary to do this show. Also, I wanted to have my peace. Let's see here. So yeah, I'll repeat this. I will always call Damien a convicted child murderer online, in my sleep. I'll have it chiseled on a piece of stone. I will always say it in any way possible because it's the truth. He is a twice convicted child murderer. There's nothing he can do to run away from that. And there's nothing he can get me to do to stop saying that. So it's another reason I wanted to do this. Because trust me, this is not the last time I will be talking about this. You can block me, but you can't stop me. Let's see. So I was going to go through, this is what's even worse, okay? He wrote a whole fucking blog post about this. Honestly, he probably created a prompt for AI, probably spit it out in 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. I haven't even read it yet. I was going to go through the whole thing. I don't think I have the strength in me. Let's see. We're in 50 minutes. A little bit longer than what I wanted to do. Let's see. I don't know. We might have to go through this just because I know it's going to be just like his post. But then again, it took me, a half an hour to get through a simple Twitter post. So, I mean, we're talking, that's a pretty long fucking read. When you're, breaking down the meaning and subcontext of every 2 to 3 sentences. So I don't think I'll put you guys through that. But he literally called us internet bullies. And it's for the most part, I do think bullying is natural to an extent. It can clearly go too far, just like anything else. But there is a certain amount of bullying that is natural and is required for the natural order of things. So, whatever. However, calling him what he is and speaking the truth is not bullying. Call me a bully if I'm bullying you. Okay, one comment about you being a mall ninja is not bullying you. I'd call that more, that's not talking shit, because I always think talking shit is saying something behind somebody's back that you wouldn't say to their face. That's talking shit. This is, I don't know, speaking ill of or making fun of, ribbing, trash talk. I don't know. I don't know what you would call it, but still not bullying. But I do truly mean it. He is a fucking mall ninja. Anyways, we are going to go through just a little bit of this before we get out of here. And then we're going to finish on taking a look at his seminar that he's selling. So we've already read the first paragraph. Okay, most people who believe this or behave this way are deeply unhappy. I don't mean just situationally frustrated or temporarily upset. I mean structurally unhappy. Their lives lack direction, meaning, and momentum. What's funny about that, I was thinking today, I have never been more clear-headed and driven and focused on what my mission is right now, ever in my life, than right now. So it's okay, funny. They wake up with a low-grade agitation humming in their nervous system. Okay, shit like that. Somebody was saying earlier in the chat, seems like projection. That's the kind of comment, the kind of sentence that makes me think this has got to be subconscious projection. Because what? They wake up with a low-grade agitation humming in their nervous system and go to sleep without having done anything that required courage, discipline, or presence. Okay? That unused energy doesn't just disappear or evaporate. It turns inward. It ferments. It becomes resentment. It festers. It boils. It oozes. This is what a bad writer looks like when they're trying to behave what they think a good writer behaves like. Like, you know, I write, and I know I'm not like the best writer. I didn't pay attention in English, you know, when we were doing essays and stuff. So I don't have that traditional education on structure and flow and all these different things. I just write how I speak, right? So it's at least reading the things I write is at least like speaking to me or listening to my show. So it's familiar. But not that I don't think he speaks this way or thinks this way, but he's trying. I just know he's trying too hard for this. I can feel it oozing off of the screen. Like, that unused energy doesn't just disappear or evaporate. It turns inward, ferments, and becomes resentment. Okay, first of all, what the fuck does that even mean? And I'm pretty sure that's not what it does. Like, I don't know. You know, it's that line is proof that he is a bad writer, for one, and for two, he is pretending to be a good writer. Sad. Let's see. Energy always seeks expression. When it can't move forward, it moves sideways. What the fuck, dude? Okay. Wait, let me finish this before I speak my mind on that. Let's see. When it can't be transformed, it becomes destructive. It only becomes destructive if the energy is forced to become destructive. Okay, that doesn't even make sense in this like woo-woo new age philosophy. Like, you're just saying words, mashing them together and hope it makes sense. Social media gives this energy a perfect outlet. It offers distance, anonymity, and the illusion of righteousness. You can discharge aggression without consequence. You can feel powerful without building anything. You can feel morally superior without changing your own life. The screen becomes a pressure valve. Okay. Objectively, what he is speaking or what he is saying is not necessarily wrong. It does not apply to this situation at all. Let's see. I'm trying to look up something real quick. Fact. Let's see. People in crowds. So, see, maybe if I try describing it, it will help me. So it's a psychological effect or side effect, I guess, of an individual person reaching a certain level of anonymity. This typically happens when people attend like live events and there's large crowds. The subconsciously what happens is that the importance of self melts away, because you're looking around and being like, holy shit, every single one of those people is like me. When you're by yourself, it's a lot easier to just be like, you know. But when you get in a big crowd like that, this is like the beginning developments of crowd mentality, right? This is why crowds will act as if they are one hive mind, you know, when everyone's like, fuck, scatter, or whatever. It is the result of hive mind. But initially, no, it's not the bystander effect. You're close, but it's the transformation that takes place psychologically where an individual becomes part of the crowd. It's like, it's not transformation. Let's see, transfiguration, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, let's try that. I was just, let's see. Yeah, transfiguration. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, no, it's not transfiguration. Okay, so it's not that. Damn it. This is exactly what he's explaining. So, yeah, when people get into a crowd, they lose this, like, or not lose, they have this feeling of, damn it, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to explain it because that's not going to help and it's just going to confuse everyone even more. I'm going to put a note down and bring this up later. So yeah, we'll probably cut it off here. Let's see. Give me a sec to make a note of this because this will drive me crazy until I figure it out because I have something to say about it. That's what it's reminded me of. Anyways, so it's literally when he's describing that the person is able to talk this way, so brazenly, in a way that they would not talk in a normal social setting. But because there's this distance, there's this let's see, de-individuation. I think we got it. I think we got it. Hold on. Let me just double check real quick before I start celebrating. Oh, come on. Right when I need something and it stops working. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, de-individuation is a concept in social psychology that is generally thought of as the loss of self-awareness in groups. Although this is a matter of contention. Fucking academics. Let's see. Let me move that screen real quick. Okay. If ever you guys need an explanation of anything psychology related, the website Simply Psychology is the best, by the way. Highly recommend it. It always comes in clutch. So yeah, simplypsychology.com. Okay. De-individuation in psychology, definition and examples. Key takeaways. It is a state in which you become so immersed in the norms of the group that you lose your sense of identity and personal responsibility. An individual relinquishes individual responsibility for their own actions and sees their own behavior as a consequence of group norms and expectations. Yep. Heavy Metal Rehab, you totally just won. I don't know what you won, brownie points, I guess. But yes, we figured it out. Thank you so much for that, because holy hell, I was going to have a really annoyed night not being able to remember that. But yes, this is exactly what I was talking about. So this is what Damien is explaining. So technically, he's not wrong. And it's not like my issue with what he's writing. It's not because he's factually incorrect. Although his, I don't know, his woo-woo new age fucking nonsense it grosses me out. So he is claiming, he claimed in the post, he claimed that the reason why, okay, somebody like me or Dana or anyone else, because I saw some other people also make these similar comments. I'm sure he gets it all the time. But he is trying to justify why this keeps happening to him. That's what I think this is. I think it's his own justification for, man, why won't they stop calling me a child murderer? You know, I think that's what it is. At least partially. Maybe subconsciously he doesn't realize that that's why he's doing it, but he's trying, or not justification, but rationalization, why it keeps happening, right? I'm just over in the park spinning swords, right? Like, I'm not hurting anybody. I was going to make a really mean joke right there, but I'll leave that one. I'll leave that one for another day. But that, I guarantee that is the mentality he is taking on this. Like, I'm just a dude just trying to live my life in peace, and you know, these people come out of nowhere and they're really mean to me, and they, you know, they're talking about this stuff that happened like really long ago, and so the fact that he's trying to, God, I wish he just would have put my fucking name on it. I wish he would have said this to my face. Social media gives this energy a perfect outlet. It offers distance, anonymity, and the illusion of righteousness. No, I promise I'm in the fucking right, because I didn't murder 3 kids in 1993. And I wasn't convicted twice for it either. So there is genuine righteousness when it comes to this. This is why the attacks are often framed as concern. I ain't concerned. This message is dangerous. No. It's not dangerous. It's stupid, and it's factually incorrect. I do think it does cause harm to society as a whole. To lie to people, to make the claim that you were the innocent one, just, you know, spinning swords in the snowy park. You know, I wasn't doing anything. They attacked me. Okay, sure. Maybe we threw the first snowball. Ooh. But you kind of have it coming when you kill 3 kids in 1993, and then you're convicted of it. Then you literally cry your way out of prison like a bitch. You have to have Hollywood come save you. And you're guilty. And they pull it off somehow because you weasel your fucking way out of it. And then you want to act like you should just be left alone? Fuck you. Fuck you, Damien. Oh, like I said, I do not wish any bad on him. But the things I do wish upon him, that his sock falls off his foot every time he's wearing tennis shoes that he can't take off. That every time he pulls his pants out of the dryer, the region in the crotch is never dry. That he has a itch in the middle of his back that he can't fucking get at all. That every time he picks up a pen, it doesn't fucking work. These are the things that I wish upon Damien. I genuinely wish that his life was just filled full of minor, small, annoying irritants. But continually. These are the things I wish. But the occasional person, screaming across the parking lot that he's a child murderer, I see no problem with it because he is. So I have an issue with him claiming that, because I'm out of prison, because I paid my debt to society. No, you were the egomaniac at the center of a, hundreds of millions of dollars propaganda machine that lied and manipulated people against their will. You didn't do shit for society except for make it worse. And so he's just like crying foul. Me and Dana and all the other people that attacked him, that came out of nowhere and threw a fucking snowball at him, we're the problem. Because he was just peacefully spinning swords. Yeah, this is why I did this show. This is why I'm going to talk about it again, too. Maybe not for a minute. Because honestly, I can feel the fact, I can feel that after doing this show, my blood pressure is up. Feels good to get it off my chest, though. I've been holding on to this since it happened. Because I've just been like, ooh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Ooh, that pisses me off. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to end on a big kicker. Do you see how much he's fucking charging for this gay shit? You know what? Like, on one hand, good for him. Like I said, if anybody is dumb enough to fall for this shit, it's just like it's kind of like a, let's remove all the warning labels and let the problem work itself out, I don't want stupid people hurt, but maybe I don't prevent them from doing stupid things all the time because it's kind of just natural selection. I can't be around them, stopping them all the time. I can't be a constant babysitter. So occasionally they're going to have to do some stupid things and I'm not going to feel bad about it. No, please don't stop. I mean, $485 for what? 3 days? 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th at the Omega Institute. Okay. Develop skills to embody presence, refine discipline, and transform spirit through sword form. You know what this is? This is fucking Tai Chi with a fake ass sword. Oh my God. Seriously, slow it down. And the movements he makes, it's fucking Tai Chi with a fake ass sword. He turns something that could be relaxing and meditative into something stupid. I'm just thinking in my head, okay, I'm going to take this thing that already exists and I'll put a sword on it. That will be cool. fucking idiot. It's like Bender from Futurama. I'll start my own casino with blackjack and hookers. Okay. We're going to watch the video and then we're going to get out of here. Because this is the only way to end this fucking episode. Okay, mind you, this is a video he uploaded to his YouTube channel, which tonight, after done wrapping up here, I am going to go subscribe because I do want to regularly be there when he posts things from now on. But watch this. I'm going to step out of, well, I'm not going to step out of frame. Let's see. Let me fix this. I'm just going to let it roll. I'm not going to stop it. And you guys can let me know what you think. Because I know what I think.
Hello, my name is Damien Echols. And first, I want to start by saying that this retreat is open to anyone, regardless of if you know absolutely nothing about martial arts, if you know nothing about meditation. This is open to everyone, from beginners to advanced students. Everyone is welcome, and there will be something for everyone there. And what we're going to be doing at this retreat is we're going to kind of blend stillness and motion, silence and form all together throughout this weekend. We're going to be doing daily Zazen practices. We're going to be doing guided talks. And the thing that I'm the most excited about is we are going to be training in a Tong Soo Do sword form as a kind of moving meditation. The purpose of it is to sharpen your awareness, refine your discipline, and open the doorway to a deeper way of living. I think you'll have fun, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Okay, so it was so hard not to stop it and point it out. But did you see how long it took him to stop that fucking video? And did you notice how long it took him to start talking once he started recording? What the fuck? Is the dude like technologically incompetent? Like, look, I understand when tech was first coming out, you know, he decided to murder 3 8-year-old boys and land himself in prison. So he didn't have like the upbringing I did, where I was able to spend the late 90s playing on a computer when I wanted to, because I didn't murder 3 8-year-olds in West Memphis in 1993. So I get that, but it doesn't actually take long to learn technology if you actually just do it. And yes, I'm so glad somebody brought this up. Dude, he can't even use a fork. God, come on. The dude can't even use a fork anymore. Stop picking on him. Oh, you're going to pick on the guy that doesn't even know how to use a fork? Man, that's fucked up. He doesn't even know how to use a fork. That was one of the most ridiculous comments ever. And it's like, okay, the fucking fork comment. Did he live in a coma? Was he unable to move his arms for like a super long extended period of time to where he couldn't even conceptualize how to use a fucking fork? Like, oh my God. Damien. So this is what he's charging almost $500 for. Damien Echols explains how the sword form as a moving meditation can sharpen awareness, refine discipline, and open the doorway to a deeper way of living. I can get all of those things from almost anything, from almost any habit, any ritual, right? Like if I put the intentional thought or the intention behind like having a step-by-step process, That's the only thing that he's doing. He's taking... It's the focus on intentionality. Not making a movement, not making a peep, not making a sound, not thinking without intention. It's a form of meditation, okay? That's all this is, and it's glorified, and badly, mind you. Like, and it's not even that this isn't useful, other than the fact that, you know, it's not useful to spend $500 on some shit that you can do at home. Some shit that you can do the first 15 minutes you wake up and do that 3 times a week and get the same results. And then you don't have to spend time with Damien. However, if he does keep doing these, I'll tell you guys this again. If he keeps doing these, I will go. I'll set up a fundraiser. We'll see how much money, you know. So if this one goes well this year, I'll keep an eye out for it. And if he does another one, the very next one, as soon as I find out, I will set up a fundraiser and I will go and I'll take it serious. Because I don't want to go and give myself away and get kicked out first day, right? No, I'm going to go through the whole fucking thing. And I'm going to really believe it. But, like, I don't know. I can just see through the shit, you know? And honestly, at the core of how I feel towards this piece of shit is that I just genuinely feel like this was a life wasted. Like, I mean, he was never going to be a doctor or anything. You know, he wasn't going to change the world. At least if he lived a positive life, he wasn't going to change the world, but he went the opposite direction. And who knows if it was actually his choice or not. You know, there's a lot of theories that he was kind of pushed into this because he was a kid and didn't know any better. And he was around a bunch of adults that were practicing witchcraft and Satanism, you know, drugging him, getting him drunk. Like, probably didn't make the choice to do this, but was manipulated and mind controlled into it. Doesn't take away the fact that he murdered 3 8-year-olds in 1993. But like I said, at the core of it, I just feel like it's a life wasted. Now, that doesn't excuse anything, and I still think he's a piece of shit. But it's just the thought of what could have been. And that's the tragedy in it. But good people will think that. Bad people just don't give a shit. And honestly, I'm really sad that a person like this even existed, so we had to put ourselves through this. But hopefully, fine people, I at least made this entertaining for everyone. I just, you know, like I said, I understand that I'm taking it personally. But I'm taking it personally because the truth of the matter is it isn't an attack on my character. And I feel as though I didn't have my say. I didn't have the ability to defend myself because he blocked me, which he has every right to do. But then you're going to block me. It's like those people that make those shitty comments and then block you before you can respond. It's that. So Damien Echols, the leader of a 3-piece gang that was responsible for the murder of 3 8-year-olds in 1993, stole their gift at life. For why? That dude who fucking cried and probably sucked dick to get out of prison I'm just assuming. I don't know. That's my opinion. I just have a low opinion about him. But this dude, either way, he did some squirrely, weaselly shit to get out of prison. Lied at the very least. This dude wants to call my character into question. Wants to call the character of Dana, my friend, into question. Fuck you, Damien. You have no right to ever question my character or Dana's character. So that's why I did this. And that's why I'm also going to talk about it again. But I think I got it out for now. So on that note, we are going to wrap up. Still ended up going longer than I expected. That's okay, though. I was having fun. Hopefully all of you guys had fun. Because we actually have another show tomorrow. Let's see. Should have had this brought up. I do that every damn time. You know, it's really hard to give full focus on everything because I'm giving half my focus right now while I'm trying to get it. And I feel like I'm not giving you the best content that I could be giving you, along with giving you my full attention. I don't want to give you guys half-ass content. I want to give you the best content I possibly can. And I'm definitely not willing to give you dead air either. That's a huge no-no. However, come on. Eventually, the internet does work in my favor. Because I am able to pull up what I wanted to pull up. And then, you know, I speak too early and it doesn't work that way. Now I'm just kind of hoping that time stops. Okay, let's see. Let me just get it pulled back up real quick. So yeah, we are having another show tomorrow. Tomorrow's show, I am incredibly excited for it. It's going to be amazing. I highly recommend showing up if you can. However, it's going to get heavy. It's going to get heavy. So, I don't know why it's like that. Get out of there. Okay. So, having my friend Katie, aka Stellar Fox, come on to a newly named series, I guess, Survivor Stories. So, I mean, we cover a lot of really heavy topics on this channel often. MK Ultra, mind control, social engineering, human experimentation. And, you know, it's easier to talk about these things when it's kind of like faceless people, or, you know, you've got that step in between you and the reality that this was done to people. It's a lot easier to talk about concepts. It gets kind of emotional when you hear from somebody that experienced it firsthand. So that is the show. But I do think these are incredibly important conversations to have. I respect the hell out of her. She's great. So yeah, tune in for that. It's going to be great. It will start off dark and heavy, but it has a good ending. So at the very least, you'll walk away with a smile on your face. So on that note, make sure and head over to the Rise to Liberty master link, which is down in the episode description, or you can go to allmylinks.com/rise to liberty. And that will be changing here soon because I do have a custom URL, but it's still that for now. allmylinks.com/rise to liberty. That pulls up all of the important links for Rise to Liberty, including Twitter, Substack, which is named Beware the Mockingbird. Of course, the merch store, risetoliberty.store, the Rise to Liberty Telegram, YouTube, Rumble, all the places to donate. Head on over to buymeacoffee.com. You can give a one-time donation or a monthly recurring donation. You can also do that over on the Rise to Liberty Ko-Fi page. You can also donate directly to PayPal and Cash App, because the Cash App link is working again. I also accept Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Monero. If you're going to donate crypto, get a hold of me first. But I'm 100% viewer and listener funded. So this is your guys' show as much as it is mine. So if we want nice thing, no, I'm just kidding. It is an option, but I understand not everyone has it. However, if you do want to get something cool out of it, go over to risetoliberty.store and get yourself some sweet merch. But if you still can't do that, it's okay. Because the best thing you can do from there is hit the like, share, subscribe, follow. You can brag about my show. I am going to get some stickers here soon. I'm thinking, no promises yet, but if I can work it out, I was going to do a small batch of stickers that I'm just going to give away for free, just to get them out there. There are going to be other ones that will have to be paid for, but they'll be cheap. So no promises on the free one. If I can do it, I promise I will. But stickers are coming. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, brag about my show. Tell other people, hey, come over to my house and, eat dinner and let's watch the show. Or I don't know, whatever you guys do. I don't know what you guys do when you're not here. But whatever it is, these are the things that help my channel grow. These are the things that let our big tech overlords know that more people should be watching my show. So, as much as I appreciate cash, it is nice helping me grow this platform so we can get more bros in here, bros and broettes. We can grow the community even further, which will eventually lead to cash and a bunch of cooler things. Trust me, I have all sorts of plans for this community, but it takes time. So let's grow it. Share this while you can. Hit the like, share, subscribe, all the things I keep saying. It's annoying, I know, but fortunately, that's the downside of my job. On that note, I would like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Rise to Liberty. It truly does mean the world to me, because without you, I'm just screaming into the ether. So thank you again. I hope you guys show up tomorrow, and I'll talk to all of you soon.